Okay, welcome everybody to our 17th webinar. We are lucky to be joined by Rolando Freitas today, who works with the Israeli national team as the technical director. As usual, there's some housekeeping things. If you can keep your microphone on mute throughout the presentation, that would be great. If you've got some questions, please put them into the chat box. Ricardo and I will be filtering them, and if there's an opportune moment to ask Orlando during the presentation, then we'll interject. We're going to be recording and uploading the webinar to YouTube, so you can access this afterwards. And as we've said before in these webinars, if there's a breach in security, we'll do our best to continue the webinar, but if there's a significant breach, then we might have to abort the meeting and maybe pick it up at another time. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to take this chance to move over to Rolando now, who can give an introduction about himself, and then he can begin sharing his presentation. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for the, this will stop, so okay, so I believe this is it. Okay. Okay, thank you for the invitation, Bobby, Ricardo, and it's a great pleasure to be here. And thank you for all those who have registered themselves in the webinar. And first of all, also to give you congratulations for the amazing job that you are doing with these webinars, and everyone is blocked on with you. Okay, so stacked with you. So it's really interesting, and it's for me a good opportunity also to be here to share my ideas. So I will try to talk about the fast break, how to start running or optimal running. You know that at this moment we can see from the IHF analysis from the World Championship 2019, Germany and Denmark, Landoré, Dueñas, Bepler and Spath made this analysis published on the IHF website. And you can see, I don't know if I can move my, okay, doesn't matter. I can try to make it. You can see on the left graph that the number of attacks performed per match are decreasing since 2011 in 15%. And if we look at the time that we are playing in attack, the average time, you see that you came from 29% for 35.3%. But on the other side, on the right side, you can watch that the number of goals scored are almost the same. So 59.2, 58.6. So I believe these small changes, or let's call it big changes, are really important and show us the relevance of fast break that has become more and more, and the handball is becoming full court at this moment. And as they say that in their analysis that to develop a speed of action, it's very important with the various methodological training drills. So you can reach one point in different ways. It's not only one pathway to go, and you have a lot of options to build the players. And this ability to quickly turn the defense in attack, or from the defense perspective when turning attack into defense, plays a crucial role in modern handball. So to recover, and I'm sorry, but I needed the mouse, and I want to have this. I'm sorry. Okay.
Rolando, what platform are you using? Is it PowerPoint or Keynote?
It's Keynote.
Ricardo, didn't we have this problem with another presenter?
Okay, so I will try to make it like this. Okay, so what I think it's important, it's here and it's relevant is first, we need to increase the speed, and the speed is still of great relevance in the game. And the changes of the phases of the game, from defense to attack and attack to defense, are really important, how we make it and how we connect it. So to the practice, to the training, we need also to connect these phases. We are publishing in Israel, and I believe it also would be in other countries, a study about the EHF Euro last January. And we compare top and bottom teams about some of the parameters that we think it was relevant to find some good evidence. And if you can watch these fast break shots, here are 85% and 65% between the 6 first teams and against the bottom 6 teams. And statistical, it's significant. So we see that the shots, this difference, that it's the bigger difference between all these parameters, players, teams, and goalkeepers, between the top 6 and the bottom 6, it's statistic significance. So I believe that fast breaks importance on match results is becoming huge, because we need to take we score the same goals. If we take this analysis, we score the same goals. We have the more time in attack, but so obviously the goals on fast break become more and more important. Okay. Another thing that comes like I would like to bring like to the discussion is that the counterattacks are even more fast and even more powerful, either individual, either group fast breaks. But as I will show you in some of the videos afterwards, defenders, they run as fast as attackers. So you need to grant yourself some kind of advantage to start. And one of these things, you need to move ball as fast as you can. So you can influence the speed of the game if you want to play faster or slower. And you can put a pressure, a physical pressure, because you know that you are better prepared maybe than the other team. Maybe you have better rotation on the rooster than the other team. Also, maybe you can influence the tactical procedures of the other coach about defense, offense substitutions, and put on pressures the mental about the other team. I believe yesterday on the Portuguese Congress, we spoke a lot about a lot of things, and Carlos Martinho was here also talking about 7 against 6, and one of the things that their players, his players know, is that they cannot lose the ball 7 against 6. So it's the same like here that you say that if you lose the ball, immediately we will score a goal on fast break, on counterattack. So this is a lot of pressure also for the other team. And of course, with all this, we want to take advantage of the errors and also to provoke some errors about replacements, substitutions, passes, and forced shoots. So when we were talking before a couple of years, we were talking about this zone like initiation zone, and this was development zone, and this was the scoring zone. Now I believe this is now, it's not for now, for today, but when becoming more and more modern, the teams to play, this is anticipation zone, fast play and velocity here, and then we have the organization and scoring. But I don't believe anymore about this split of zones. I believe that we are coming to a mixed organization, that because we can score immediately from the goalkeeper, fast play is for the wings, and a lot of speed is putting on the moving the ball, and basically the anticipation is for the wings and for the forward on the 5-1 defense. So I bring some ideas, some things. It's easy to go and to run and to make fast break and try to make fast break. The easy way first is the difficult way first is to bring them on an idea. So I will try to bring my idea about how to build up the fast break from youth to the top level, and trying to bring some order on organization of this. First, we want that the wings, you can see on the left graph, left diagram, that you can you need to put the wings on anticipation and to run as fast as they can. Because what we want with this, what is my idea about this? My idea is that the player can move in front of their direct defense, or on the other side, to bring him and to occupy him and to bring him to his attention. So in the other side, you can see that the number 2 defender needs to be open and run as fast as he can to closer to the half line of the court. On this position that is receiving the ball on diagram on the left, you can see that he can watch all the court. He can see on his left the wing, he can see deep to the 6 meters line, and he can have the long pass on the cross side if he needs. So first drills coming like diagram 2 and diagram 3 next is to try to give in the first pass to the wing to score immediately, or to return it with diagram 3 to the back to finish. So this is simple running and used about timings and about moments and about ideas about what they want, what we want that they can do. On the next 2 diagrams, it's already something that I bring before, and you can add a defender, and with this situation you can add a decision making about what wing or back player needs to do. With this situation, wing needs to decide if he has the space enough to go directly to the goal, or if he needs to come to the back player to score after he moved to himself the defender, and add an extra pass to come back the ball to the wing if he needs. On the right diagram, we are using maybe first without defenders and after with defenders, because the closer, the short passes are easy to make. The problem is the longest passes and the cross passes that we can make it for the other side of the court. And with this, we can work with the back players and opposite wing and give a long pass to explore the running on the other side of the ball. So also here, if we had a player, a defender, also you can introduce the situation about the decision making. So I try to bring some of the, and you see first the anticipation of the player in this situation. Here the same on the other side. Okay. And here, okay, you can see first 3-4 defenders try to recover. So defenders ran as best, as good as the attackers, like this. You have 4 against 4, and you see that one of the players came to make substitution instead of returning back to the defense. And this bring us, and like here, that we are in very good advantage with the 2 wings running and one of the central defenders running in the middle, offering another option to give ball. The same here, okay. A pass without even looking, because they know that they are running, and also the same here. You see the advance of the players in this line, okay. Sometimes they are not staggered enough, but they take the advantage, and as you see, it's situation clear of 1 against 0. Mats is not here because he won't like that I would say 1 against 0, but 1 against the goalkeeper, but without defenders or opponents. Here we have almost the same situation, but you can see, let it run, okay, I will come here. You see how the wing is running and how is ready to receive the ball in clear advantage to his direct opponent, and how he takes the advantage, okay, to go directly to the goal. This is the easiest goal that you can score. You can recover the ball and you can give a long pass to the wing and score it immediately. The same here, you see the stagger, okay, and the wing is coming directly in good advantage to record the goal. Here, okay, we can see that if I can go a little bit behind, you see the recovery of the ball, you see the anticipation of the wing on here, okay. I believe you can see my mouse, right?
Yes, Rolando, yeah.
Okay, and you can receive the ball, and then there's a situation. I will show this video again. There's a clear situation of 2 against 1 against this player, okay, to have a clear shot from the wing. And you see both wings on the sides, and also the lanes, the central lanes are, okay, sorry. Okay, are occupied to receive and to score the ball. So situations like 2 against 1, players need to run as fast as they can on the wings, and 3 against 2, like we are going to see next, is very common. So we need to work on this and to try to have good decisions about what players need to run. So if you go to the side 3 against 2, on the left side, you can see connect the phases of the game. So what I want to make here is a simple cross or a simple pass with a shooting, and then get a free on the right side, a 3 against 2, with the same principles that we ran before. Wing ran as fast as he can to his corner to receive direct pass, and we have a back player that runs on the central lane, so he can decide about the pass for the wing or for the center. Okay, and this is the situation. If we have like wide and open situation, or if we have another one when you ran with a pivot and pivot comes inside, and you have a situation that's 3 against 2 with a line player inside and back and wing against. So these are very common when you try to use it and to bring this to the court and to the match. And you can see, you see also that when the back player makes this pass to the wing, he pushes all the team on this side. It's like pressuring the team on this side and opening the other side solutions. And this, you can see here, if he will score this goal, I can predict that he can score this goal, but also on the right side, it was a time and space advantage, okay? So on this, he can continue, okay, he score, it's good, but you see, like the drill that we make before, the 2 against 1, I want to emphasize this, okay? And here is the pass from the wing and the returning pass for the back player, so he can solve, he could play with the pivot, or he can continue like he did. So this is the same situation that I told you that I would bring this back. Number 29 is a line player. He could move inside if this player continues to run. But how I believe he understands that the right back, he was oriented to the line player, he opens, he tries to clear the situation and not to bring trouble, noise to the situation. But it was also, or could be, a clear situation of 3 against 2 and to open space on this. Think 2 more situations, and you see ball on the other side, and we try to stagger. We have pass over here, pass over here, the wings are open, okay? And coming like a situation of 3 against 2, or immediately if he runs, or a situation that comes from 3 against 2 to 2 against 1. Similar with the pivot. And kind of similar also, recovering, no side pivot running inside, okay? But the decision is to play 2 against 1 on the side. At the same time, I would like to make to show you also to connect the phases and play 4 against 3. So 2 back players and 2 wings, or 1 line player, 1 back player and 2 wings. First of all, anticipation to these circles that I emphasize here on the diagram, and play normal, play a simple cross, give ball to the other back and shoot. No more than 2 free passes. We are not focused on the attack, on offense. We are focused on it will be after. So with this, the players will try to run after, and the same situations that we have, like 3 against 2 on one side, or 2 against 1, or on the other side, creating situations for 2 against 1 on the opposite side. So idea is to always to pressure one side and to have open space for the other side. This is the main idea. And you could make it also with line player, as I mentioned before. Okay. One step behind of this, ball comes in the wing. Wing can give ball to back player that must be offensive to the goal, and he can decide to shoot or to give ball to a 2 against 1 on the other side. This is drill, shooting for easy, okay, open, give ball, wing doesn't open too much, they are too much close, okay, they are 17, 18 years old, this is, but they could score, okay, they could find a solution. Again, what I want to emphasize is this. You see, this player doesn't run, is looking too much. He needs to run, I believe, much more to bring the player. Even so, he don't get pressured by the defense, so he can receive the ball. And now it's a clear situation with 2 against 2 this side, and he can get an option to the other side and play it easy. So handball is very simple. You just need to watch it and play it accordingly. We can play also, we can make this kind of same drills with the 4 against 3 on lateral zones. So this was before also explained. A simple change of the ball, we call it in Portuguese nova, and we shoot and we run back. And on this situation, we have now we add another player, another defender, and we have the line player, and we have the central back in the middle. On this, you can watch it. That is, if I take this diagram for the first one that I show, is only these arrows are the same because it's 2 against 1 on the corner, and then try to get an advantage on the middle of the court. So I want to score on the corner. Yes, I want to score on the corner if I can immediately, because it's 3 seconds, not more. But I want also to pressure on the corner so I can open the space in the middle. Okay, deep or wide. You see that the back players that are here, they are not used, or they were not used at that time. They were young players. And you see the 4 against 3 corner is completely open here, okay? Defenders are stuck on 3 against 3. They leave central back open, but no one touched anyone and he could score easily. Same, doesn't matter how he starts, okay? I don't like it this, okay? I will show you. I'm sorry. What I don't like is this, okay? Because you cannot see to the front, you cannot watch. I prefer that ball can be on the back player. If he can take advantage, you look at these 2 players. If the ball comes here on the back player, immediately can take an advantage 2 against 1 on this side. So, but the ball comes here, give the ball and make nice thing to shoot. Nice movement to shoot. This is, you see that playmaker, he can push a little more, after also right back can give ball, and he can break through, because they are not very correctly placed on the court. 2 players and 3 players this side. So this team on white has good advantage, and you can give the ball to the wing or you can give the ball. So then it's decision making about the player that takes the ball and can score or not. It's the same here, okay? The playmaker takes the ball, he can shoot with 1 more step or 2, but it's completely open, and also good decision from the right back to give ball inside. And this, you see that there comes a situation of 3 against 3 on this side, but it's completely clear that the situation on the other side is the 2 against 1 or even a 3 against 2 players here. So good movement, good ball, also line player clear a little the space for the back, and he can score. He can score from the wing. On the opposite, it's a kind of similar situation also. You can ball coming from pressure from one side. You have 3 players on this, okay? And you give ball, and this is the mistake. You make a dribble in no dribble zone instead of giving the ball to the wing that it was open. It was, okay. Another option is there's a lot of possibilities to work. This is only an idea to build it, but to coming with substitutions and 3 against 3 clear, and you see this player with a change, like a substitution here, and this player ran to the side, and the defense, the expert on defense comes inside, but first they have advantage already, and even he can score directly. So you see the offense attacker will go out, they try to take advantage and direct pass here to try to shoot. So idea is also about, and now I think in modern ball is about taking advantage of the time, of the timing that you can. There will be also substitutions, 2 substitutions, 3 substitutions, 1 substitution, offense, defense. But the main thing is to try to put the ball, to move the ball on the other court as fast as you can. So you can don't allow the other team to get ready to receive the ball. And another drill that to complete, to go to another phase, is to play 6 against 5. You can work with 1 move. First, you see this player will not run back. Okay, we can decide who is the player who is not running back, and there's a huge mistake here because I don't believe he can watch what is going in front of him. But even there, moving the ball, he can reach a situation of 3 against 2 on the side. So this is, in the end of this talk, I would like also to bring some videos from the last men's EHF Euro 2020. So this is the 2 against 1 actions. So easy running with the wing, Also here with moving. He was fighting with the player, with the opponent, and great move from the German player to get an advantage on 2-against-1 on the side. Also recovering the ball and 2-against-1 on one side. So these are common situations on the top level, and here what Doshpayev used to make it is so common dribble before make this support pass. Or again, also the 3-against-2. On the other side, you see, giving the ball on the opposite side, right back have 2 options or 3 options. He can shoot, he can break through, he can give ball to one of these teammates. One situation apparently of wide 3-against-2 because Duvniak could bring more here or the ball, but so a lot of quality to go 1-against-1 and to move the ball, to bring the ball inside. And here what we talked before also. The returning pass, so the back player can easily shoot with a long run, with no opposition. And a clear 3-against-2 situation on this side. I believe two different situations here. Also playing with wing open and playing with line player. And starting with a cross, shot. And I believe that we have watched something similar before. Bringing pressure from one side to the other side for a 3-against-2 situation here. 2 more clips about the long cross pass matches, actions, and this is it. So you can see you recover the ball. Duvniak is more on the center, but it's a long pass on the opposite side for the wing that has anticipation and okay, here to show you also that ball, not a long pass, but ball needs to, here the same, but ball needs to show here, okay? He has the pass here, he almost did it, but then he takes the ball and go for a dribble 1-against-1. I believe last clip is back when you have good players also and talent ones. I believe that also you can rely on these players. And one of the things I watch in Scandinavian countries, mainly in Denmark also, that they are taking the dribble. Okay, they are dribbling almost all court, and this was something that it was in some national teams and some teams when there's a top level player that can handle great the ball. And so this what I try to show you here, dribbles and takes the ball and goes 1-against-3, and here the same from goal to goal. Okay, what bring us different options, okay, to find solutions to score. So this is it. I left you with the link for the videos if you have some problems or some issues with this. And I believe now I can, if you have any question or something to discuss, I will be free for this. Thank you for your.
Thank you, Rolando. We've already said on the chat that, we would send the links to everyone in terms of being able to assist at home. So an email will follow. In terms of some of the questions, I think there's a couple, and you've obviously had experience in and have big success with age groups in Portugal with the under-21s national team and the under 19s national team. And there's some questions around you on your weekly, well, not weekly, but on your camps planning around fast break. What's the emphasis in terms of when you're planning for a camp with a team or a national team? That obviously it's very specific because you meet for a week or 2 weeks prior to a competition. What kind of emphasis in percentage do you attribute to fast break work in your sessions? So how much comparing to everything else?
Okay, it's a very good question, because I believe that we could bring also a graph from Sideline Sports, and they could bring you an example of this. But what I can tell you about, I will stop to share, or okay. So what I want to tell you is that to be honest, I would like to make it to watch it, what is said, what is written in the graphs, on the graphs, but I believe it's around 30% or more, 40%. Usually, when we came on with these national teams to the camps, we make skills and individual practice on the first day or first practice of the day. And then we have like a defense, offense, fast break practice. So defense morning, then you connect with the fast break, and then you go to offense. And this, if we don't have matches, this will come like a routine. So you have 2 or 3 practice that you are connecting with fast break. But at the same time, even if sometimes the focus is on offense or defense, we are trying to connect phases. So we never forget to work on the principles and the basis of the fast break.
Rolando. Ricardo, anything else?
Yeah, we had questions around the goalkeeper specific work on fast break transitions, and how do you, what practical situations do you build in your sessions to allow them to make better decisions when they are, because obviously most of the cases the goalkeepers are the first ones to decide where the ball goes to, if it goes to the wing directly, if it goes to the second wave or to another player who might be alone. What kind of emphasis do you give to the goalkeeper decision making in your work, and how do you promote that?
They have to, I believe that I always gave to the goalkeepers the trust to take the decision to a long pass to the wings, because this is what we want first, or to a line player or to a forward player. So if they can bring it immediately, it's 3 seconds, so give it. And sometimes they make a mistake about this, but you need to have the feeling about if it was an ego mistake, or if it was a tactical mistake about analyzing of the decision. I believe what I think, if we go to a drill that you want to carry the ball to the next court, or to take a decision 3 against 2 or 4 against 2, you tell the goalkeeper to give the ball to one of the back players. And in terms of strategy, also you can give for the game to give the ball here and there. But I always allow the goalkeepers to give a first pass or a direct shot for the goal.
Thanks, Rolando. Ricardo, should I jump in with a question?
Thank you. Yes, Bobby. Yep.
Rolando, question from me. So you presented a practice where it was 3 against 4, and the 4 defenders would then transition to a counter-attack after maybe a cross or something like that, and then a shot from the 3 players. My question is, in situations like that, in exercises like that, how can you give the defenders the notion not to forget their defensive responsibility? Because obviously we want them to recognize the moment to run, but we don't want them to cheat. So how can you give the defenders that decision-making aspect of when is the right time to make my movement, or rather than going too soon?
Okay, good question. Sometimes, yes, if we are completely focused on the running, and this running is the most important thing, we allow that they will run even if it's not the right timing. On the other side, often we can say if it's goal, you stay, you don't run, and or you can run after you save 2 balls, or so you control yourself like this on the opposite side. And also competition, because we try to make some ideas about who is winning, the 4 or the 3 players about shooting on the goals. So this is one of the ideas that we are bringing to trying to make some competition in the practice. So 3 against 4, if they score, it's 1 goal, or if it's 2 goals, and if they run, then they need to score, and this put a lot of pressure also to try to make the things good.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rolando. Ricardo?
Yeah, just there's another one in private now. In terms of the influence of the 7v6 in the transitions and the fast breaks, and it's obviously a personal opinion question. How do you think, or do you think the 7v6 will impact directly on the amount of first wave fast breaks that we have currently? Obviously, the goal-to-goal shooting, as you mentioned, it's something that has increased because of that. Which is obvious. There's no goalkeeper in the goal, so we're going to try and push for our goalkeepers to target that. But in terms of the overall speed of the game, obviously including the fast break, how do you think the 7v6 might impact on it?
I don't know if I need a deeper study about this. I don't know if it is the 7 against 6 that is increasing the time of each attack, the average time of each attack, and in the number of goals are reached because of the goals, I'm not sure also if the goals from the goalkeeper are counting as fast breaks immediately for the statistics, I mean. And so what I want to share with you about this question is that I believe 7 against 6 can at some point slow down the attack, but at the same time, every team wants to make a fast break and to run as fast as they can. So it will be a balance. I believe it will be a balance between the 2 situations. And if, as I show you I believe that I could show it. What I want to tell is that if you have like a pressure from one side, and you have 7 against 6, even you can make it over there on the situation, because the players wants to take advantage of the position and of the substitution. This is why I started to introduce also on this the substitutions on the drills. So you need to move. You need to move. One of the drills that I used to make, and it's to play the 2 teams on the warm-up game, 6 against 6 or 7 against 6, 8 against 8, and doesn't matter who is the goalkeeper on the goal. but you can only shoot with the two hands to the goal. But if you score, you need to go to the other goal and to become goalkeeper. And with this situation, the other team needs to run and to move the ball as fast as they can, so they can score. Even meanwhile, there's no goalkeeper on the goal. So this is also a mental thing, I believe. And every time I have learned that fast break, running, counterattacks is a mental thing, a mental for the team that leads and to the other team, and still is. And even teams with you see, Croatia has no bigger rotation, not a big rotation on the roster, but they still run. Okay, maybe they arrive to the 8th game or the 7th game or 9th game of the event and they are completely exhausted, but they run on 2 against 1 or 3 against 2 situations.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Bobby, anything else from your side?
No, I think that's everything. I think
there's one who just popped up.
Yeah.
So what João is asking, obviously, if you're asking your wings to take anticipatory movements and to go earlier, if this will not allow more rebounds for the opposing team.
Okay, I understand. This is coming with the competences of the responsibilities that we give to the players. If we take the rebound with the player number 2 on defense, or if only on the other side can make a big anticipation of the other side of the goal. So this comes with the responsibility, and but what I want to emphasize is the main idea to start to run and to get anticipated. You cannot reach this. We have, like in Portugal, 14 years ago, one of the wings scored 16 goals against the Portuguese national team, 16 goals. And where was our wing? You understand, where is the responsibility of our wing to run back? On the second game, he didn't score 1 or 2 goals, I believe. I don't quite remember exactly, but the main job of that wing, our wing, was to take care of this right wing. So what I want to say is, it was like a strategy for this match. And sometimes you cannot anticipate so much because of the dangers of the other team and to need to fight. And but you have, I believe, you have to take the risk and try to get some anticipation, because to score in 3 seconds is so great.
Yeah, it's all about easy goals and risk and reward. Yeah, that's perfect. There's no more questions as far as I can see. I would leave you, Bobby, to close. And I would, on my behalf personally, I would like to thank you, Rolando, for this moment. It's always a pleasure to share.
My pleasure.
To share your knowledge and experience. So, Bobby,
yeah,
I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, Ricardo, and Rolando. Thanks so much for taking the time to be with us this afternoon. I know that you've been busy on the. Do we have another question?
I don't know. Someone is. Ravinder?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello. Do you want to?
Hello. I'm audible, sir?
We can hear you.
Sir, I have one question.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question that what like speed, strength, endurance, which motor component? Speed, endurance, speed, strength, which motor component is used? Maximum use in handball.
Ravinder, can you write your question, just because there's cuts on your call and we can't understand it? Can you write it, please?
Yes, sir. I write.
Thank you.
Just while we're waiting for the questions to come in, Rolando, I know you've been really busy on many webinars the past few weeks, so to take the time out to speak with us at England Handball and share your vast experience and knowledge has been great, and I'm sure everyone on the call's taken a lot from this. You know, very detailed and evidence-based practice, which is all we can ask for, really. So yeah, from England Handball, thank you very much for taking the time. Just while we're waiting for Ravinder, I'm going to tell you guys who we've got up next week. So we've got, just 1 second, we've got Daniel Gordo Rios, the former Brazilian national team coach, who's going to be presenting on offensive strategies after a foul. So it'll be the same time next Friday. So we hope you guys can join us. And just while we're finishing that off, Ravinder's put his question in. So it's around the motor components like speed, strength, endurance, flexibility, coordination, ability used in handball. So which motor components are used? Well, I think, well, I've got my opinions on this, but it's a multifaceted game, Ravinder. As you've mentioned, there's many components of fitness that are used in handball, and the motor components around speed and strength, endurance. It's in every position and most actions of the game. So I don't know if there's a specific angle you're looking for here about which is more important or which should we spend our time working on. But I think most people would agree handball covers a vast majority of these components, and it would be remiss to spend our time focusing on one thing. Rolando, Ricardo, anything from you?
Rolando.
I'd like to say thank you for the invitation, and also for those who have registered themselves to watch this webinar, and continue to with the great job that you are doing. We need UK handball strong as you can imagine. So keep on with the good work.
Obrigado. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next Friday. We'll see you next Friday, yeah?
Thanks, guys. Next Friday.
Adeus, pessoal. Abraço. Abraço, Rolando. Obrigado.
Thank you.
Um abraço, Ricardo. Tchau.